Hey, Steve. During your introductory press conference, you said that long before this job ever came on your radar, Kyrie was one of your favorite players of all time. I'm curious, what about his game had made him such a favorite of yours? And if you could take one part of his game and put it to yours during your playing career, what would it be and why?
Why do I love watching Kai play? I mean, his skill level is historic. I mean, his ball handling is maybe the best ever. Shot making, you know, going left, right, all three levels. Incredible finisher with both hands. If I could add something of his to my game, it really probably just he's a little more athletic than I am. I've been impressed so far in camp. I knew he was a good athlete, but he's just so mobile. He's like a cat. His agility, mobility, and sneaky athleticism in NBA terms. I think we pigeonhole athleticism in our league as, explosiveness, which he has some explosiveness, but it's equally or more impressive is mobility and agility and reflexes. He is really, really impressive. And that would have helped my game a little bit.
Next question is Christian Winfield with the New York Daily News.
Hey, Coach. So you wouldn't take Kyrie's handles? You wouldn't add that to your game?
Ball handling wasn't really a deficiency for me. So,
Sure.
If I was going to add anything, I would have taken that. Just that he's a little more explosive than I was, which is would have been welcomed.
Gotcha. On a more serious note, you're settling into training camp now. You've got guys actually playing there as a team. Are you getting a sense of who is meshing well with one another at this point? And what's it like kind of trying to figure out which lineups or which guys are going to fit best with each other?
How do I answer that? I think I don't know. I can't necessarily answer it in specifics yet because I would say broadly, guys are starting to get a feel for one another. We've mixed it up a lot, so it hasn't been like starters versus reserves predominantly at all. It's been more even. We've tried to make it competitive and balance it out, and so lots of different guys have had different looks with different teammates. So that's positive. I couldn't tell you what's going to happen with the rotations yet. There's a lot of competition for spots and minutes, which is positive as well. It's tough on a coach, but it's positive for our group and program. But they're gaining connectivity, which I always preach, and that familiarity and that chemistry is coming. And so that's something where I'll say, few days in, I've been really positive about and excited about it.
Next question goes to Tom Dowd with BrooklynNets.com.
Hey, Steve, when you look at the center position, obviously you've got Jared and DeAndre, you've got some small ball options in Jeff and Kevin. The position itself has changed so much over the last decade plus. When you look at it, what do you prioritize in terms of what you want out of that position and how that might influence, how you distribute minutes and use guys?
Yeah, that's going to be a challenge for us. I think, the way the game's going, hopefully I'm not getting into a soliloquy here, but, we have, a couple centers named Embiid and Jokic and maybe a few others. And after that, it becomes, a big or a small playing the five, a traditional five or a small five. And so the traditional fives, the challenge for them, they bring rim protection. They bring a vertical threat, but the challenge for them deep in the playoffs has been, do they clog up the offense? The small ball five is either a stretch five or a mobile five that can make plays for his teammates and allow you to switch defensively. So trying in that spectrum to find where we're strong, where our rotation, what our versatility is, our problem solving by having different looks at it. So that's something we're gonna have to work through. That's a challenge to try to find those minutes for different looks and different options. So we're gonna have to work through that, and hopefully we'll get to a place where we have a lot of versatility and options, and that we're not, just playing one way at that position.
Next question goes to Malika Andrews with ESPN.
Now that you guys have a couple of days of training camp under your belt and you're closer to games than not, do you still have goals that you're trying to fulfill in training camp, or is it more just about at this point, we've seen it all, we've got to get to a game?
No, I mean, I think I don't have a specific answer. I think that the general answer, which is the truth, is that we're just trying to build each day. We're trying to implement better detail to our principles. We're trying to create that understanding and connectivity with our principles, so that we can be more efficient and effective. And that's a process that's going to go through the entire season, but hopefully we're at an acceptable level to start the regular season and that we can continue to grow. But more than anything, we prioritize defense. We prioritize our principles, our connectivity, and it's going to be a really short window before we're playing real basketball games. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be fully formed. It's going to be a work in progress, but we got to try to get ourselves to an acceptable position where we can compete out the gates.
Next question goes to Greg Logan with Newsday.
Steve, I'm sorry I joined late, so if I repeat anything.
That's a fine, Greg.
If I'm repeating anything, I'm sorry, but
no problem.
About it, I just want to know, what is your take so far on Spencer Dinwiddie and how he fits with this team? He's been a starter. He's played multiple roles in the past. Just how do you see him fitting in with this team when Kyrie is going to play so much?
Well, I love him. First of all, he's an outstanding basketball player, high IQ. He has a good feel for the game. He's an outstanding athlete, and he's skilled. He's a big point guard who can play off the ball, can defend multiple positions. He can make plays for his teammates, and he can score. So, you've seen it in the past. He's carried a heavy load at times for this team. So he gives us a lot of versatility. There's a lot of gaps to fill around Kevin and Kai, and he can fill a number of them, whether he's creating plays for them or whether he's spotting up, whether he's taking on defensive assignments. It's a joy to have a player like that with that much talent and versatility in our lineup. So I love him, and just want to try to maximize his usage. With Kevin and Kai, it diminishes the load in some ways. So then how can we tweak his versatility to be such a weapon and asset? Because, he's the type of player that's capable of carrying a load, but at the same time, he's also capable of carrying a load through versatility and being able to give us different looks and different options in multiple places. So, I'm thrilled to have him, thrilled to coach him, and I think he's going to play a big role for us.
Next question goes to Michael. Oh, I'm sorry, Greg. I didn't realize you had a follow-up. We'll go to Michael. Yeah. We'll come back to you. Next question is Michael Grady with Yes Network.
Coach, I know you've been focused on a lot of basketball, but I hope you don't mind me putting you on the spot with a fashion question real quick. The league said they're going to allow casual attire this season. So I see you rocking the polo. Will you be a polo guy or a suit guy this season?
It's good. I'm clearly not a fashionista. I'm not a big polo guy because I feel like my dad, but I'm sure we'll be in polos most of the time because I think the league's going casual. So I don't think there'll be a lot of sports coats. I think, once they made it casual, I think it'll be more of a precedence to all be in the same ballpark, not one team in suits, the other team, business casual. So I imagine we're in that casual outfit. I have no idea how it's going to come off, but I suppose we'll be comfortable.
We'll go back to Greg to finish your follow-up here. Greg, you have to unmute yourself.
Steve, how difficult would it be to give up Spencer in a trade? Because he seems like just he's been a very valuable player to this team for the past 3 or 4 years.
You're giving me give me the sweats. We're already trading him. I just got him in the gym. Love working with him. Incredible talent. I just went on about how many roles he can play for us. I'm heavy voting towards not trading Spencer, and I think the front office feels the same way. It's a unique situation because he's a free agent at the end of the year, but we all love him here, and we know it's going to be very difficult to do better than Spencer in a trade. So we love him as a player, bottom line, full stop, and hope he's here. We'll worry about next year, but right now he's an unbelievable piece for us, and I hope he stays, as long as we can possibly keep him.